I've been excited about We Happy Few since Microsoft first revealed the game at E3 2016, so when I found out CrossForge Gaming was on the short list to get a review copy from Gearbox, and then was actually given said review copy, thank you so much for that, by the way, I jumped at the opportunity to review it. The game isn't too demanding of my PC, a PC I built 5 years ago, and on a budget, so it wasn't exactly cutting edge even for 2013. So I was able to play and record it with no issues. Even on my souped-up potato computer, the game is gorgeous. I've always said going for a unique visual style over aiming for photorealism is the way to go. That's why a game like The Wind Waker still looks beautiful today, but a Call of Duty game from even as recently as 2014 looks dated by today's standards. The game has an art style that reminds me very much of BioShock. The world looks very much like our world, but just off enough to give it a sense of strangeness and uneasiness. I'm very confident this game will still look really good years from now. I'm playing the game with headphones. They're decent headphones, but nothing to write home to mom about. As far as I can tell, the sound design is perfectly fine. On a better sound system or headphones, it may sound amazing. My experience is that it's good and does its job. The voice acting is quite good, especially the lead character. Most of the time I wish characters wouldn't talk at all, or at the very least had very little to say. But every time Arthur Hastings spoke, I enjoyed it and look forward to when it would happen again.
It's not my fault. I'm being controlled by someone I've never even met.
The world that was created for We Happy Few is very Orwellian. The human inhabitants of this vault-like thing are tasked with censoring newspaper articles and are encouraged to take a pill they call joy when they start feeling any negative emotions.
Have you forgotten your joy?
Of course not. Snug as a bug on a drug.
Well, come on then, finish up.
Just have a few more pages. I know you're very busy.
Then don't take too long to finish.
If you've read 1984, you'll remember that Winston Smith, who the story follows, has a very similar job censoring or completely altering news publications to hide the truth from the citizens of Oceania. It's a really good read if you haven't taken the time, and it's not very long. If you have read it and liked it, or like things similar to it, you're going to love the world of We Happy Few. The reveal trailer from back in 2016 is basically the beginning of the game, which is really unfortunate because it means I already knew what was going to happen. So the big moment when Arthur discovers what's actually going on isn't as impactful as it should have been. I really wish publishers would stop doing that. Anyway, I won't spoil it here just in case you haven't seen it. Once that happens, you escape the vault thing and enter a procedurally generated city above the surface. Hold on a minute. This game is procedurally generated? Dadgummit. I hate procedurally generated games. Oh great, now you want me to craft stuff to even be able to proceed? Why, Compulsion Games? Why? Look, I get it. People like crafting. It's a thing now. People think it adds substance to the game or encourages you to explore, blah, 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 blah. No. You know what crafting does? It leads to me wandering around a city for 2 friggin' hours looking for pieces of metal so I can pick a lock to be able to access the next room. And because this game is procedurally generated, I can't even look up where to find the blasted things and just And that sucks because I love this world. Like, I don't mind doing things to make the story progress. That's what video games are for. Go do this thing, make this event happen. Repeat until credits roll. But there's far too much looking and looking and looking and looking between story beats to hold my interest. Not to mention the combat, while not a huge part of the game, I probably played for an hour and a half before ever attacking anyone, isn't all that compelling. Pair that to an inventory system that I'm constantly having to go to and manage things when I should be fighting or looking for stuff or engrossing myself in this world, and it's just maddening. Seriously, I do not understand at all why people like this. And it's because of that I've asked Ned, our reviews editor, to give a second opinion on this one. I'm giving We Happy Few a 2 out of 5 claims, but I'm almost positive that someone who enjoys these types of games would score it a 4 on our scale. And Ned loves these type of games. While I can't recommend anyone go spend money on this game, that doesn't mean it's a bad game. And I'm confident that someone who likes crafting and lore would be able to recommend it. So if that's you, maybe check it out. For those of you with similar taste to mine, pass on this one unless you think the story will be enough to ignore the gameplay mechanics.
In a little while.